this had such a ginormous impact on my productivity. I cannot tell you. If you do one thing, please try this out, because for me, it works so well. In today's video, I'm going to tell you the secrets, the most awesome thing ever to be able to increase your productivity and get a shitload of stuff done. The first thing you have to do is take a cold shower and then drink cider vinegar, a liter of it, and then you need to do a handstand and then shake the hands of an Oompa Loompa, and then you will be super productive and you'll be unstoppable. Now, that is about as ridiculous as most of the productivity hacks that you will find people talking about on YouTube. And this is going to be a half like a rant video, and it's going to be half an actual good video with some real valuable insights into how I got super productive and what I did to be able to get to that point. And actually, it's very replicable. This is something that everyone could do. It doesn't cost any money, and it works, right? It actually works. I've tried a lot of stuff. This works, which I will show you, okay? But first, let me just tell you the things that annoy me about productivity hacks, okay? Maybe you are a subscriber already, awesome, and you're looking to increase your productivity, or you found my video some other way because you're looking for productivity hacks. But for most people that do want to increase their productivity, they might go online, they think, 5 hacks for productivity, or how to increase your productivity as an entrepreneur, or how to get more done in the day, okay? I did exactly that, and I was met with a load of people that were just giving just ridiculous advice that just didn't seem real. So a lot of people that said, you've got to have cold showers in the morning. Why? Why would you? The thing that annoys me about that is that those things do not affect your productivity on what you can actually get done. They may make you feel better about yourself, or may give you a placebo effect that kind of helps, but really, that's not the thing that makes you productive. There is something else that makes you productive. I'm going to tell you what that is. The other thing that annoys me is says that if you want to be productive, you need to get up early. And the reason why I just think this is wrong is because everyone works differently. Some people do their best work in the evening. They wake up late and they do their best work in the evening. Some incredibly successful people do that. It doesn't mean that they're not productive. It just means that they know their body. They know their sleeping pattern. For me personally, I like waking up early. I love going to bed early. Since I was a very young kid, I loved bedtime. I loved sleeping, and I would get up early. That's just my body. It's maybe my genetics. And that's how I've been for my whole life. So just like if you said to me, to be really productive, I have to get up late, then it's not going to work for me, because I naturally just wake up early, and I wouldn't get more done because I would still want to go to bed early, but there wouldn't be enough time in the day. So the first thing you need to do is, when you're watching videos, especially this one, right? So I'm not going to be hypocritical, especially this one, take it with a pinch of salt. If I say I do this and this has worked for me, it may not work for you, but it has worked for me, and I'll give you the reasons behind it. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to give you my kind of no bullshit approach to how I was able to increase my productivity, just like to a crazy degree, to the point now where I'm about 2 months on from when I first implemented it. My life is completely different. I didn't actually change that much, okay? So the first thing you need to understand is there's 3 elements to achieving your goals, okay? There was a study done by some university. I'll link it down below. I'll put it on the screen. Can't remember off the top of my head. But they said that you're 42% more likely to achieve your goal when you do these 3 things. The first is to write it down, to physically write it down on a piece of paper or on a notes document or something like that, to get it onto something, get it onto a different medium so it's not in your head, it is somewhere else. Make it a SMART goal. Rather than saying, I'm going to wake up early, which is not smart, you're going to say, I'm going to wake up at 6:30 every weekday. You're far more likely to achieve that goal just because you wrote it down and you've made it specific, just simply. But if you really want to step this up a gear, then you want to implement the second thing, which is tell someone else about it. Tell a friend or a family member, I'm going to be doing this, and this is my goal. The third thing is have accountability. So for me, what I did is I set a new schedule. I did a new routine, which I will take you through. It's on my phone. And what I did is I went on Instagram and I went to my lovely followers and I said, this is going to be my routine for the next kind of 2 months. And I need to get started straight away. So tomorrow, if I don't post a story at like 6:30 or 7 a.m., whatever I said, then I don't know, just you can call me a prick, right? I don't know what I said exactly because it was 2 months ago. So what I needed to do personally for myself to stay accountable is I needed to follow my routine and then upload a picture to my Instagram showing people that I was following my routine. And for me, that was enough to stay accountable because I didn't want to look stupid online. Actually, I don't mind looking stupid online. No, I didn't want to look stupid. No, I didn't want to look stupid. So if this is you, I would highly recommend, because this actually does work. If you compare having a cold shower to writing down your goals, which are smart, telling someone and having an accountability partner or some way of being accountable, that's right. We're going to come back to this later. Okay. You see that? It says break ends in 10 minutes, right? We're going to come back to that later because this is really, really important. But anyway, cider vinegar shower and writing down your goals, specifically telling someone, having some sort of accountability mechanism. This is way, way more likely to increase your productivity to doing something that has absolutely no relation to being productive at all. Okay. Other than maybe some placebo effects. Okay, so the next thing I did was write a list. So over there, I'm going to show you this. I have a massive list of things I needed to do. So I had a task, which was redo my training. I'd already been doing it for a few months, but it was dragging on. It was really kind of being a bit of a pain in the ass because I was doing all this work and I was like, there is no end in sight. I'd done all these lessons, created all this content, spent hundreds of hours on it already. And there was still a mountain of work to do. And I was like, I need to get this done quicker, right? But where's the time in the day? How am I going to find the time? Because I'm busy anyway. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do every single day. How am I going to find time to be able to put in 4 or 5 hours a day for this project? So first thing I did was work out the goal. What did I want to achieve? Make it very specific. I wanted to complete all the training by the 17th of April. Why the 17th of April? I don't know. It was an arbitrary date that I was like, right, I want to finish it by the 17th of April. I then looked at how long the task took. I broke everything down into minute tasks and thought, how long are these going to take? I then looked at my daily routine, looked at what I was doing and looked at where I could cut things away. So for example, I used to go to the gym every single morning, have like a personal trainer, and I would do that about 7 a.m. every single day. But the problem is that was taking up about, 15, 20 minutes before going, probably about half an hour to an hour after going of just feeling like crap and like I was going to throw up. So that would really take an hour and a half to 2 hours out of my morning every single day, which was kind of key productivity time because I work best in the morning. I do my best work in the morning and I have my best thinking, my best ideas at night. So the first thing I did was I changed that. I moved them to later on in the day and to the weekend so that I wasn't going to work on weekends. I moved that time around so that I could reallocate those hour and a half, those 2 hours in the morning where I was super productive. I was able to get up and I made sure that I could use that time for my most important task of the day. The second thing that I did, which was so important, I highly recommend you do this, is plan out the day specifically with the times on it. So I'm going to throw this up on the screen so you can see it. But I went onto my notes, okay, and you can see the dates that I did this was 1st of March 2020, and it's been 2 months since then. And this is going to be my daily routine up until the 17th of April. Lights on at 6:30 a.m, music on at 6:30 a.m, alarm 7, shower, downstairs, make coffee 7:30, breakfast at desk 8 a.m, start doing course videos, break warning at 9:50, break at 10 a.m. So let's just pause there and let me recap the morning so far. Lights on at 6:30. Let's start with this because you might think, lights on at 6:30 before your alarm. That's weird. Now, if you're enjoying this video, it would mean, it means actually quite a lot to me if you can hit that thumbs up button and subscribe with your notifications on because I create YouTube videos and that means that you can watch them. It's so much better to wake up to light than it is sound. Okay. When you wake up to sound, you kind of wake up abruptly and it's just horrible. Like no one likes the sound of their alarm clock. However, if you wake up naturally just through sunlight or just through lights in your room, it's actually a really pleasant waking up experience. So I have hue lights throughout my house. And obviously I'm not saying go out and buy hue lights, but think of ways that you can wake up in a more pleasant way. Maybe if you have someone in your life, you can set their alarm and they can wake you up in a really pleasant way. But for me, I have my hue lights. I found that a very easy way to wake up. So at 6 o'clock, they start actually turning on at 0% brightness and they start going up to 100% brightness. And weirdly, at 6:30, you just wake up. And it's a really weird feeling because it's not the feeling of your alarm going off and like a horrible, I need to turn off my alarm. It's just you open your eyes and you're like, oh, I feel awake. I then have music coming on at 6:30 as well. It starts very, very quietly. I use Apple Home thing to do this. I have the little home pod, and in my music, it starts to play classical music. I like classical music. So I have this particular playlist, which is my wake up playlist, and it's 50 pieces of classical music. It starts with Adagio for strings, it has Claire de Lune on it, and it has a few pieces that I just really, really like, and I just like to listen to. So for me, that's great to listen to in the morning. It kind of, it allows me to get into the day in a very relaxed way, and it's music that I like. If you like techno music, then stick on some techno music, okay? Do whatever you need to do to wake up. Now, the other really key important part of this list, which you might be like a bit, what is that? Is break warning at 9:50 a.m. So, what? I hope that didn't break. One of the things that completely changed the way that I was able to be productive is alarms, right? One of the things that I struggle with is actually to stop working. And I'm sure many people have this, is when you're really ingrained in the task and you're doing it and you like doing it, I love doing my work, right? Then you forget to take breaks. And what happens is you normally get dehydrated and you get a bit lethargic and your mind just kind of turns off a bit. When you end, you're like, oh my God, I'm shattered. I don't feel great. I need to go and chill for a bit. And what happens is you become not productive. And my goal was to be productive. So I had to somehow figure out a way to be able to take my breaks on time, to be able to hydrate, have a coffee, have a banana, have a biscuit, have a bit, whatever I wanted to do, okay? So what I found is that if I set an alarm for, let's say, 10 o'clock to take a break, I would always snooze the alarm, just like you snooze it when you wake up. And then I would eventually forget about it kind of 10, 15 minutes later, because I'd be so ingrained in the task. When I did an alarm for the alarm, I then noticed a massive change. So 10 minutes before the alarm is going to go off, I have an alarm to tell me that I'm going to have a break. And that means in that 10 minutes, I can start to wind down what I'm doing. Mentally, I'm thinking I'm going to go and have a break in 10 minutes. So I need to make sure I just finish up my last few thoughts with whatever I'm doing and then go and take the break when the next alarm goes off. This was massive. This had such a ginormous impact on my productivity. I cannot tell you. If you do one thing, please try this out, because for me, it works so well. And I know many of you will be watching this thinking, oh, I do that. I normally get caught up in what I'm working on and I forget to take breaks. So many people do this. And honestly, this completely changed my life. I'm normally not very dramatic like that, but honestly, setting a pre-alarm, an alarm for your alarm, however stupid it may sound, literally completely changed everything, and it allowed me to do this very efficiently. I honestly, by like 2 or 3 times, it must be like 2 or 3 times more productive just by implementing this one thing, which then meant I was fully hydrated. I ate at the right times. I had breaks at the right times. I was able to stay on top of my productivity, stay on top of my goals, because I was taking the correct breaks. As much as you want to be able to work like crazy and get loads achieved, you need to know how to relax. You need to know how to reset your mind, to stay hydrated, to make sure that you can keep on top of that productivity. And importantly, keep on top of it for long periods of time. I did this pretty religiously for about a month, and then I slacked off a little bit for the second month, because after 30 days, those habits had really formed inside me where I didn't need them as much. If I snoozed the break, I would always go and take that break, 10 minutes later if I was in the middle of something. However, the behavior had been learned and is now something that I stick to. I don't need the alarms. I don't need the list anymore. It's just something that I will naturally do. So this goes throughout the day, break at 10 a.m. And I even say coffee, water, banana. That's why I have in that break. 10:15 at desk. I'm doing my work again. Break morning at 12:15, 12:30 break for lunch, 1:30 back at desk. And then I do the other things. I actually list out the other things I need to do in the day. At this point, the most important task is already done. I'm then doing the other things I would normally do. Coffee break at 4. I wouldn't normally have a coffee at 4, but I'd have water. But, a break at 4. 4:15, I'd be planning for the next day. So I was spending until 4:15 until about 5:50 planning the content that I'd be needing to do the next morning. And then alarm at 5:50 to stop, 6 o'clock make dinner, and then I allow myself a little bit more time between 7:30 and 8:30 to be able to do ad hoc tasks, because again, I am super busy and I just had to displace some time. So between 7:30 and 8, I'll do some like Instagram messages and catch up on some things that maybe I haven't had the chance to catch up with earlier in the day. This is also time where, if I need to go to the gym, then I would be able to do that. At the moment, can't do that in isolation, but we'll be going back to that at some point. And one of the best things I've purchased actually, which didn't really help with my productivity, but I just want to brag about it, is that I got a robot Hoover, and honestly, it is one of the best things I've purchased ever. Hoovering takes up time, it's a pain in the ass, and no one likes to do it. Well, some people probably like to do it. I don't like to do it. I hate doing it actually. So every morning, 8 a.m., I have my little Hoover. He goes around every single day, and I said he, yes, I've named it. His name is Gary. Gary does my hoovering, okay? So to recap those things that I feel are going to be important to be more productive, of course, go and drink your cider vinegar, have your 15 vitamins and minerals and your cold shower in the morning and stand in a corner and rub your bum. Continue doing all those things if you want to do them and you feel and you find that they're useful for you and they make you more productive. However, if you really want to be productive, you want an actionable way to do it that actually works, not just for me, but for more people than just me, set smart goals, share them with someone, stay accountable somehow, however it may be, find a way to be accountable. If you want to be more productive throughout the day, set a timeline of what you're going to do at each point in the day. Be very specific with it, because this is essentially a SMART goal, is being specific with the time and the results and all that sort of stuff. And if you do, like me, have issues with being able to switch off and take breaks, set alarms, but set an alarm for your alarm 10 minutes before it. Honestly, try it. For me, it works really well. I suspect for many people, it'll work really well as well. And then once you get into that habit, you can then, pull back from those really stringent rules. Now, if you implement any of the things I've spoke to you about today and you found it useful, I would love to know in the comments down below, where they always are. And if you try them and you think they're really, really bad, then equally, please just let us know and let us know what works for you, okay? And if it's doing a backflip in the corner 3 times, then yeah, cool. Like if that works for you, then we should all do that, really, I think. So if you're an existing subscriber and you're thinking, I want to know more about what you do and all the shenanigans and skullduggery and tomfoolery I get up to, then please let me know again down in the comments. I'll try to create some more content around whatever you guys want me to create content around. Make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.